Hey, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. The host of Best of Us Investors YouTube. And today is election day. And today is probably the start of one of the most turbulent weeks that we will experience in our investment lifetime. And I want to use this day, because we don't know what's going to happen, as a planning day. I want to use it to think through what I want to own 1 year from today. So with that in mind, I want to explain I'm a retired financial advisor. I do this channel to share my knowledge, to share my experience. I've experienced the dot-com bubble. I've experienced the subprime crisis. I was a financial planner through all that time, ran one of the largest financial planning firms in the Ameriprise system of roughly 10,000 investment advisors, franchises. And so I want to share that knowledge. My goals are three. One is to help you make better investment decisions. Number two is to help you keep more, learn how to keep more of what you make. And that is by using the vehicles, investment vehicles, and the tax laws that allow you to keep more of what you make. I mean, we have a tax rate that goes up to 39.6, which add that to 10% in Alabama, you could give 50% of what you make away. There's no reason to do that, but it has to be a conscious decision on your part to understand what you can and can't do. And then I like to help people build wealth, and that is so that they leave something behind that can make their heirs better off than what they are. So that's the objective of my channel. So with that in mind, what do I want to own a year from now? Why did I choose a year from now? Number one, because we are going into a very pivotal time. I believe the market is going to make some major corrections and present some tremendous opportunities. When things change, opportunity presents itself. When change occurs, disruption, an industrial revolution, undervalued assets become worth more. So my question is, as I'm asking myself, what do I want to own a year from now? I'm asking myself, what are the undervalued assets that the world is going to wake up to and say, that's an underpriced asset. It's worth more. I'm going to buy it. Well, in order to do that, I have to have some inspection of how is the world going to look different 365 days from now. Well, I think one of the things that's going to be different is our political situation is going to be somewhat settled. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it's going to be somewhat settled. The pandemic will be gone, and hopefully it won't be replaced by another one. And there will have been a decision that basically states we can never make sure this happens again. So there will be change to make sure that doesn't happen again. And then we're going to reinvent or reestablish the path we were on through to the technology revolution. There's a lot of things that have been put on the back burner. 5G is one of them. 3D printing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing have all been pushed to the back burner because of the pandemic. And as a result, we haven't made the headways that we might have normally made if the pandemic hadn't occurred. So I am making the assumption that within the next 6 months, 8 months, the pandemic will be an afterthought. I will be comfortable living the way I did in 2019. Okay? So with that in mind, what do I want to own? So I'm going to get my whiteboard, and I know that this somehow changes the light. What I want to own is Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, Uber, Square. And then I'm going to ask you to put in number 9. I want you to go into the comments after I finish why I want to own these and what's your number 9. And let's get a consensus. And you're also allowed to say which ones of these don't I own. And what is number 10? Real estate. And I'm going to call that my company. I'm going to work diligently over the next 12 months to build my real estate company. And that's ownership of real estate. So then I wanted to say, why do I want to own these companies? And I've created some categories that I think are going to change dramatically and who I believe is going to drive those companies or those changes, and thus why I want what companies I want. The biggest change I think is going to happen in medical. I believe, again, that my phone will tell me every morning whether I'm healthy, and it will be done through cloud computing and my smart bathroom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to watch some of my other videos. And in medical, I believe that Google, Apple, and Microsoft are going to drive that area into an undervalued asset because they own the data that is going to feed the cloud, which is going to light up my phone to tell me that I'm healthy. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch my other videos. Transportation, Uber, Tesla, and Google. I believe Tesla is going to be the dominant preferred car of the transportation change. I believe we're going to find autonomous automobiles, and I believe Tesla owns the data that's going to make a lot of that possible, particularly here in the United States. I know that Google is working on an autonomous automobile, but Uber is going to be the one who is going to deliver that autonomous automobile to my door without a driver, and they're going to take me downtown, and I'm going to go to the roof of an abandoned parking lot because people aren't going to be driving cars, and there aren't going to be that many people working downtown, and I'm going to get into my Uber flying automobile that's going to take me to Atlanta at a rate of about 150 to 175 miles an hour, and there'll be 5 other people in that flying car with me. I believe that's going to happen. So I want to own Uber, Tesla, and Google for transportation. For entertainment, I believe augmented reality is going to be a part of my life, and I believe Facebook, with their ownership of Oculus, is going to be the leader in that. And then I think also Facebook will continue to entertain me and you as we thumb through our posts of what our friends, family, and other interesting things that are going to happen. So Facebook will continue to deliver what level of advertising I will be involved in the future. Education, I believe the brick and mortar universities are a thing of the past, and we're going to have to repurpose those beautiful facilities because I think, as Google and Microsoft are already showing, they don't really want your graduates from your universities because you aren't teaching them tomorrow's knowledge. And so Google and Microsoft have already created their own universities to already fill the void of those people they need to move forward in the world of tomorrow. So that's what I want to do that. Real estate, again, this is my company. This is my endeavor to go out as we go through, particularly in the first half of this year, as forbearance is lifted, as eviction is lifted, non-eviction is lifted, and the real estate market just kind of collapses for a number of months until we get through the pandemic, all those people are going to need a place to live, and I want to be in the rental real estate business, and that's why I'm building some houses now. That's why I'm building a company, Best of Us Homes Investors, to take advantage and help train real estate agents to feed the need for knowledgeable agents to identify rental property for investors. And that's a whole nother video, which I've talked to about. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, that's Google, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft. They own the data. We have talked about the big six. As far as the data in China, we talk about the big nine. They're going to own the data. So that's who I want to own. And that's going to change the whole spectrum of everything. It won't be that fast. It won't. I don't believe that artificial intelligence, machine learning will run the world November the 3rd, 2021. But it will happen, so I want to be with the people who own the data, who's going to make that happen. Then we have augmented reality, and again, that's Facebook with their Oculus. I believe that the sports world, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl probably in 2022 with Oculus goggles, and I'll be there. But I'll be in my living room watching it, and I'll watch it with friends who are in their living room, but through augmented reality. And I think Facebook is going to lead that. I think Apple will be involved in it as well sometimes. But again, that's why I want to own bank and finance, Square. I think the banking industry, the money industry as we know it, I think I noticed this morning, I carry a money clip. I told my wife, I have $1. That's all I have. I don't have any more cash than $1 because I don't use cash. I haven't used, the only place I use cash is I pay my barber when I get my hair cut with cash. And that's the only reason I need cash. I never use it anywhere else. So I see Square, and then I look to China. And I look to where China is in their banking system and how Tencent, that's the equivalent of Google in China, has totally turned cash into a non-existent commodity, and you use your cell phone, your smartphone to pay for everything. So I see Square, I see Apple, and I see Google changing the banking system. Where Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies fit into that, I'll leave that to you. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to happen. I have a hard time imagining that our government is going to give up our currency. I spent 2 weeks in Cuba. Maybe it was just 1 week in Cuba, and I saw how in order to control your population, you have to control your currency. Once the government loses control of the currency, they lose control of the population. So I have difficulty seeing how that comes together with a cryptocurrency that is not controlled by a government. Energy, I'm sorry, but I think my power company, my gas company, are going to go out of business because I see solar power. I see the south side of my house with solar panels. I see a battery in my garage that is twice the size of the battery that's going to be in my Tesla automobile or whatever electric automobile I have. And it is going to power my house. Now, will there be needs for other forms where electricity might be needed? I don't know. But I believe the biggest user of electricity is households. Now, this may mean that in some parts of the country, they don't get enough sunlight and they still need power, but I'm not going to need it. Somebody will put a battery in my garage and they will power my house. So that's where I want my investment capital being distributed over the next year. And I believe that as a result of the turbulence that are going to result from this election, and then this whatever happens, the time period to the inauguration could just totally disrupt the stock market. I don't know if it will, but I want to be in a position and I want a plan. And that's what this plan is. This is what I want to achieve over the next 365 days. If I don't have a plan, all the confusion, all the fear, all the anxiety is going to break me down. And it will break you down and say, oh my God, what's happening? And I want to be able to say, I don't care. I don't care what's going to happen. I want to have a plan based on what I know where we're going to end up. And again, I don't want to be a book salesman, but at the same time, I don't want you relying on me to tell you what to do. I want you to educate yourself. And my window into the future has basically been driven by this. This book, The Future is Faster Than You Think. And then my understanding from some other readings that I have done, and if you want to know what those are, you go into the description and you find them, and if you are so inclined, educate yourself. So you are thinking not about today's election, but beyond it. And then once you have a clear vision of what 2021, 2022, 2023 is going to look like, that then gives you the advantage to take advantage of opportunities that are going to present themselves. Now, am I saying those are the 10 investments minus one that I need trade from you that I'm not only going to make? No, it's just like in March and April, I bought Valero because oil prices went down to $10, $5, $0 a gallon, and I knew that was not sustainable. And as a result of Valero coming down so rapidly, 35, I went in and bought Valero and made 35% in 35 days. So I'll do that. I bought McDonald's. I bought American Express. Will I buy those or other stocks? I never bought the cruise lines. I never bought the airlines because I for a very short period, I jumped into Simon Properties relative to, but I got out of it when I thought it through further. I will make mistakes. I sold Google 45 days ago. I made a mistake. I misread. So again, I'm not saying I'm going to be 100% right, but what I am saying is I'm thinking beyond tomorrow. And that's the mistake I think too many investors make. They look at short term and then they react to short term. Look at short term for opportunities, not fear. I own 7 stocks right now. I don't care if, in fact, I'm 50% cash, so I do want them to go down in price. I want to buy opportunity for the future that I want to have. Now, I'm 76 years old. My future isn't that long, but this is, again, goal number 3, to create family wealth that can benefit my heirs. That's my ultimate goal. So that's why I do this, because I want you to do it too. I want you to change your mind. I want you to read this book that I wrote as to how I got to where I am now in my mind, that my goal in life now is to make those who come from Nita and I better off in the future. Okay, that's Kerry Grinkmeyer. That's Best of Us Investors. If you want to be a part of this tribe, bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your name and your email address, and I'll put you on my morning mailing list where I share more with you. I'll give you the link to our Discord, what I call our village, where we share more in-depth information and we talk back and forth. You will be then, I'm going to ask you to join my channel, and that says join right there, and become a member, because I'm going to start. Right now I don't have internet. We had a hurricane come through the south, and it's knocked out our internet. But starting once the internet gets back up, I'm going to do a live streaming broadcast every Sunday. Sometime I'll determine when that Sunday, what time it is, and it's going to be for members only. And it's going to be the people who join my channel, and every Sunday we're going to sit down and say, okay, this is what happened last week, this is what we think is going to be happening next week, and it won't be a lot of people, so we'll be able to exchange questions and answers and questions, and really build a tribe of people who are working together to achieve those three goals. Make better investment decisions, keep more of what you make, and build wealth, family wealth, so that you can have the benefits that the Kennedys and the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and whatever they are in your countries, who were smart enough to shelter their money so that the rest of their heirs for generations to come could benefit. Understand, this world is built by the wealthy, for the wealthy. Until you get there, you're just one of their slaves. Okay? bestofusinvestors.com. Let's do this together.